he made such an impact on people. Like when Gunnar passed away, I do not think that he even had a clue about the lives and the people that he affected. Gunnar was too big for himself because he was so full of just life and joy and never let anyone see him having a bad day. He was always happy. Even if he wasn't happy, you would see him and he was just popping off everywhere, trying to see this person and that person and just make everybody, he always just wanted to make everybody happy. When he got mad, he would be really mad about whatever it was. And then after he stopped and let his brain catch up to his body, he was like, why am I mad about this? It doesn't even make any sense right now. That would probably be the most weirdest quirk because he was just he was like a jackrabbit. Like, I'm not kidding. He was bouncing around and just, when he was in middle school, he was on the football team. He was on the soccer team, the track team. He played every sport that you could imagine and succeeded and loved it. And everybody loved him. Everybody was like, Gunnar's the man. Like in baseball, he was so good at baseball. And on his hat or his helmet, I got it airbrushed, and because all of his buddies called him G-Man. You the man, G. You the man, G. And so we airbrushed that on his baseball helmet. And, I mean, he was so good. Went to All-Stars. I mean, made the varsity team at Fairhope High School. Like, he was just really good. And then when he got in high school, it was like things changed. Like, he started hating school and didn't want to go. It was such a struggle to get him to go to school. And then things just transpired to where we had to move, and he was going to Robert Still School because I had to move home and help my mother. And things happened between my sister and her children, and Gunnar felt that he should go help his cousin brother, Laban. And so he moved in with them to help them out. And he got into making songs. He wanted to be a rapper. And I did not realize the talent that he had until, of course, after his death, some person from Atlanta reached out to me and said, hey, he has a song that he was recording. And I said, I had no idea. And they said, would you like the song? And they sent me the link to the song or to the album. And he was really good at it. And could cook. Oh my gosh, that child loved to cook. He did 3 years at the Fairhope Yacht Club and just cooked and had the best time. Like, he wanted to be a chef or a rapper. He got a hold of something that was whatever it was, and he thought he was around good people, and he wasn't. And I got the phone call, Gunnar's not breathing. And I was like, what do you mean he's not breathing? It was August 28th, 2021. And that, I don't know what I was thinking in that moment, because it was a hurricane. A hurricane was coming. So we were planning of what to do because the hurricane was coming. And I had just seen him the night before, and I was just floored. And I thought that once I got to that hospital that they were going to say, this, that, and the third, and he was going to be okay. And he wasn't. And I don't know. When I got the news, I took off running like Forrest Gump. Like I don't know where I was going to go. I just started running. And I met the concrete, I fell down. And of course, there were so many people at that hospital, like probably 100 plus people there. And they all came and camped out around me and was like, where were you going to go? And I was like, I don't know. I was just going to go there. And I still to this day, think that he's just going to pop up. And it's just that void is something that's unexplainable. Like you don't understand that void until something happens. And you always say, all of the parents I know say, that's not going to happen to my kid. And it happens. And people are just unaware of all of the things that these children have to experience in these school systems. And if we can make a difference and somebody just listen, I feel that we could help other parents be aware, because I was always very honest with my children, because I felt like that if I didn't tell my children, then the wrong people were going to tell my children. And so I was just very transparent with my children when they became of the age to understand drugs, sex, all of the things. I mean, I knew that Gunnar was smoking weed. I knew that. And I knew that he was selling weed, but it wasn't like a conversation that we had, oh, Mom, I'm selling weed. And I was like, oh, okay. No, I knew it. It was like an unspoken thing. And the night before he died, I went up there to his house and I told him, I said, you know how you always tell your siblings, if you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes? And he's like, yes, Mom. And I was like, well, what are you doing? You're playing a stupid game, right? You're going to win a stupid prize. And he was like, Mom, what do you mean? I was like, son, this life that you're living in the fast lane with going to Atlanta, going to New Orleans, going all of these places to do these rap shows or be a part of these rap shows. I was like, that's where you get the fuel, the alcohol, the drugs, the this, that, and the other. I said, you're going to get hurt. I honestly thought I would get a phone call that my child was shot, not that he had overdosed or whatever happened. And I don't understand it. I don't understand why it's not something that is more talked about or educated about. I have a nephew that is in full addiction right now. And I mean, me and my sister cousin have done so many rehabs, so many things. And it's like, I say, like, when the little demon gets a hold of you, it's like they're just sucking the life out of you. And it's like, you see, like with Gunnar, him trying to be a rapper, like that, going into that life, it fuels the addiction, so to speak, because things are more accessible to you then. And it was like, I always told him, I was like, you live your life in the fast lane. Sometimes you have to slow down. And so every day I pray that some other parent never has to feel that hole. Because that's what it is. It's just a hole there. And, like I've been to therapy and I've done all the things. And my therapist says that it's like a callus and it's there and it gets knocked off from time to time. But I don't know if that's the greatest analogy of it. I feel like that it's more like a piece of your heart got tore off, and there's no coming back. That piece is gone, and you're not going to get it again. And then if another tragedy happens, you lose another piece of your heart. I just wish that night that I seen him, the Thursday night before his death, I just wish that when I told him that he was going to get hurt, I just wish that he would have listened, because it was almost like when I left there, I told my wife, I said, something's going to happen to him. I feel it in every part of my being. I feel it. But I did not think that I would get the news the next day. And mom guilt about that is really rough. But I think it was God's way of like telling me that it was coming to prepare myself for it. But how do you prepare yourself to lose your kid? You don't. There is no way to prepare yourself for that. But I don't know. I just really hope that whoever sees this, that they understand that it can happen. And it's just making the children understand that, oh, if I take this, it's not going to happen to me, or it's going to be okay if I do it just one time. No. It's either you get very addicted to it and you keep searching and fiending for that same effect that you got the first time, then you want to do it again. Or it kills you. And that's very heartbreaking to think about all these other children that don't understand the concept of what's really out there. People always used to tell me that smoking weed is like the gateway to all of the other things because you get curious about it. Some of that I believe, and some of it I don't. I think it's all about control. You have to have control of yourself and your thoughts and your mind and your actions, because every action has a consequence. And I feel like that if someone offers you something, you should have enough control to be like, no, I'll smoke my weed, but I'm not going to do this. But sometimes you can't. Sometimes the peer pressure or whatever, because I mean, I was a teenager. I know what it was like for me in school. I know what it was like for me with my friends. And the peer pressure it's a real thing. Like, you're going to get bullied because you don't want to do what your friends are doing, or they're going to call you names or whatever. And so I get it, but I just wish that everybody could see how Gunner's like day-to-day life was, because one minute he's going to be over here, the next minute he's going to be somewhere else. I mean, that child moved so quickly and was everywhere, talking to everybody and anybody that would listen to him. He was like me. I'm good at talking. But he was really something. And he just did not understand how much of a something he was.